You may have heard that fatty fish as well as nuts and seeds are great sources of omega-3. Well, some of these do not actually contain what may be the most important types of omega-3. Plus, all of this may almost be irrelevant anyway, because there's a different nutrient that we eat way too much of that may in a way be inhibiting the benefits of omega-3. And chances are you're eating a lot of this nutrient. Not everyone wants you to know the truth, so I'm here to expose the science and share practical tips on weight loss, fitness, and healthy lifestyle. It's simply put, with no BS. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm Ingunn, the Norwegian Viking. Now, omega-3s are very important types of polyunsaturated fats. They form part of our eyes, brain. They may help fight inflammation. But as we'll see later on, even though omega-3s may be important, it may be even more important to limit a different type of nutrient that in a way competes with omega-3 inside our body. First though, let's take a look at the main types of omega-3s and in which foods we may find them. The omega-3 called ALA is the only one that is considered essential because we cannot produce it ourselves. But the omega-3s called EPA and DHA seem to have more important functions within our body. ALA can be converted into EPA and subsequently DHA, though our body is very inefficient at this conversion. It's said that less than 5% of ALA may actually be converted into DHA. The good news is that we can get EPA and DHA directly from our diet. So from which foods do we get ALA, EPA and DHA? Well, you may have heard that fatty fish is a great source of omega-3, though before we get to that, let's take a look at whether or not we can get omega-3s from plant foods. In general, plants do not contain EPA or DHA, though they can contain quite a lot of ALA. Though remember, very little ALA may actually be converted into the very important EPA and DHA. Some plant foods said to be high in omega-3s include flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, soybeans. However, check this out. This study randomly divided 30 healthy participants into 3 groups, where each group ingested a muffin per day containing either whole flax seeds, ground flax seeds, or flaxseed oil. Now, before we get to the results, note that the study found that whole seed and oil preparations induced adverse gastrointestinal effects within 4 weeks, and these were severe enough to induce the withdrawal of some subjects from these 2 groups. Ouch! That in itself is reason not to eat these foods. After 1 month, there was a significant increase in plasma ALA levels in the flaxseed oil and the milled flaxseed supplemented group. The subjects supplemented with whole flax seeds did not achieve a significant increase in plasma ALA levels. Whole flax seeds are very difficult for our body to digest. However, no significant increase was detected in plasma, EPA or DHA levels in any of the flax-fed groups. So what this means is that sure, there was an increase in ALA in 2 of the groups, but this did not result in a significant increase in the important EPA and DHA. And for those consuming whole flax seeds, there wasn't even a significant increase in ALA. So whenever you hear that flax seeds or any other plant foods are a great source of omega-3s, I would be highly skeptical. They may contain lots of ALA, though it may not result in much of a difference in EPA and DHA, which are really important. Now, what about animal sources of omega-3? Well, fatty fish, yes, it can be a great source of omega-3, especially EPA and DHA. And that's one of the main reasons fish oil supplements became such a popular thing. But there's an issue with fish oil, and that is that the fats may start to oxidize even before we consume them. Polyunsaturated fats, which is what omega-3s are in general quite unstable because they contain 2 or more double bonds, which means that they can easily oxidize and become rancid. Consuming already rancid fat is not the best thing, though even more so, the fats may also oxidize inside our body, and this may even cause cell damage if the fats are those that form part of our cell membranes. One study found that fish oil supplementation resulted in an increase in lipid peroxidation as measured by plasma MDA released in lipid peroxide products, which was not suppressed by vitamin E supplementation. Vitamin E is an antioxidant, so one could think that it would help in reducing oxidation of the fats, though in this case it did not have a significant effect. The oxidation of polyunsaturated fats may also lead to something called oxidized LDL, which may actually be a much better predictor of heart disease than LDL cholesterol. So in short, it's not a good thing. But listen, it's not only in fish oil that this may happen, the oxidation of fats. All polyunsaturated fats are unstable, also those found in whole foods. So yes, fatty fish can be a great source of omega-3s, though remember, all omega-3s are polyunsaturated fats. So we don't really want to get too much of it. Though eating whole fish, especially wild-caught fish, especially in the amounts that we consume them, is probably fine. And if you want an even bigger benefit, why not eat cod liver? It's fatty and very nutritious, so at least you're also getting a lot of other nutrients together with it. And you may even find it in a can, which is so simple, you don't even need to cook it. By the way, if you enjoy this kind of no BS, give it to you straight kind of videos, then make sure you're subscribed. And also remember to follow me on Instagram at VikingIngun. Now listen, it's not only in fatty fish that we may get omega-3s. Sure, seafood can be a great source of omega-3s, but you may also find ALA, EPA and DHA in beef, for instance, as well as some other meats. And if you think about it, not all humans throughout history have had access to seafood. So it doesn't really make sense that we humans depend on seafood in order to get enough omega-3s. But you may be thinking, we've heard so many amazing things about omega-3s. Aren't they both essential and beneficial? Why am I not telling you to eat loads of omega-3? Well, the benefits of omega-3 may actually depend on the amount of omega-6 that we eat. According to one source, a healthy diet should consist of roughly 1 to 4 times more omega-6 fatty acids than omega-3 fatty acids. The typical American diet tends to contain 11 to 30 times more omega-6 fatty acids than omega-3, a phenomenon that has been hypothesized as a significant factor in the rising rate of inflammatory disorders in the United States. You may have heard this before, that the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids is important, though a lot of people interpret this as a sign that we should be eating more omega-3. But the thing that has changed dramatically over the last century is the amount of omega-6 that we eat, and I mean dramatically. How? Well, mainly due to the skyrocketing consumption of vegetable oils. So really, we may not even need to increase omega-3, but rather decrease omega-6. Because if you think about it, how much omega-3 would we have to add to our diet if we're already eating maybe as much as 30 times more omega-6 than a natural diet? And adding omega-3 on top of that very high intake of omega-6 only increases even more our consumption of the highly unstable polyunsaturated fatty acids. Now, why is this ratio important, omega-6 to omega-3? Well, inside our body, omega-6 and omega-3 basically compete for the same enzymes. So one way to think about it is that if we have way more omega-6 than omega-3s, then there may not be enough enzymes for omega-3 to do its thing. Remember, omega-3s are important, though all that omega-6 may in a way be inhibiting omega-3 from doing that very important work for us. So in a twisted way, we could even say that the best source of omega-3 is the reduction of omega-6. When it comes to omega-3 though, remember that in general plants do not contain the important DHA and EPA. They really only contain ALA, which is very poorly converted into DHA and EPA. Fatty fish can be a good source of omega-3, though it may be way more important to reduce omega-6, starting with vegetable oils. Believe me, vegetable oils are everywhere. So there you have it, the no BS guide to omega-3s, I guess. Now just a quick note at the end here, if you're looking to lose weight using methods based on science, then make sure you download my free guide called Hack Your Way Out of 3 Weight Loss Mistakes Almost Everyone Makes. It shows how it's possible to eat until you're full and still lose weight, and even burn more calories without exercising. It's free, check it out. You can download it now at vikingingun.com. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, a heart, or a like, depending on where you're watching from, and I'll see you in the next video.